What's up, family? Welcome to Mini Bytes session 49, and today's theme is feedback. My name is Erin McCluskey, and I'm a mindset and performance coach. If you would like to learn more about my work or these videos, or if you would like to reach out to me directly, you can visit my website at www.erinjewelcoaching.com. That is www.erinjewelcoaching.com. And there will be a place to submit your information, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So today's theme of feedback, the theme of feedback has been an interesting part of my journey. Having come from the corporate sector, spending over 15 years in the medical and pharmaceutical sector, medical device and pharmaceutical sector, there were lots of opportunities for formal feedback. So we did things like 360-degree feedback. We had meetings where we discussed employee performance when I became a leader, a business leader. And so during my career, feedback was always a very interesting part of my journey. I wasn't really good at receiving feedback, and it's something that I'm still, I think it's always going to be part of my theme, and I'm probably not alone in this, which is why I'm talking about this today. There was a point in time where I was far less receptive to feedback than I currently am, and the main reason I'm currently more accepting and understanding of feedback has to do with the following. So, number one, compassionate remembrance. This is something that I talk about throughout my videos. I mean, it comes up pretty frequently. None of this is original content. This is all based on work, research, and what I've learned along the way from other teachers. Compassionate remembrance is really important for me because it allows me to self-reflect and it allows me to receive feedback. And compassionate remembrance is basically my ability to remember to be compassionate toward myself and others. But primarily when I use the term compassionate remembrance, I'm referring to remembering to be compassionate toward myself. At the end of the day, I'm here doing the best I can, just like everyone else. And if I can remember to acknowledge that, that keeps me away from sort of beating myself up too much, which is something I've historically been really good at. And as some of you who have been working with me or have been on this journey with me know that my path of beating myself up has also led to unhealthy manifestations in the form of behaviors and other actions. So for me, compassionate remembrance has been the primary focus of my efforts for these last 6-7 years of this part of my journey, and will continue to be while I'm here. But it's with compassionate remembrance that I am able to self-reflect and receive a little bit more feedback. So I wanted to start with that. I do not believe it's possible for me to be able to receive the learnings and the benefits of constructive feedback from others, as well as dialogue with self, unless I'm in a place where I have that foundation and that ability to come back to the knowing that I'm doing the best I can. So I wanted to start with that. The other thing with feedback, and some of you may have watched this, if you haven't, I certainly recommend it. There is a Netflix movie stage presentation by a woman named Brené Brown, and she has had strong stage presence for some time now, in particular because of her work and her research on shame, her work on courage and connecting it with vulnerability. And I recently watched her Netflix presentation, and she talks a lot about a number of really, I think, useful behaviors and solutions. She also talks about feedback, and she talks about feedback on social media and just the wide variety of feedback that she gets as she continues to show up more authentically with her work. This has been a really beautiful part of my evolution because when I was still working in the corporate sector, I can recall once receiving a document that was the 360-degree feedback, which was basically anonymous feedback, which I'm not a big supporter of anonymous feedback in the corporate sector. I think it promotes an environment of dishonesty because it keeps the individual from being able to be honest and open in their communication directly with the person, and it gives them an opportunity to share feedback that they maybe otherwise wouldn't share with the individual, and that energy transfers. So that's another conversation, but I'm not a big fan of anonymous feedback. That being said, I remember receiving this document and just having tremendous anxiety about opening it and reading it. In fact, I had to call in an HR leader to help walk me through reading the actual feedback. And since then, here I am today doing a type of work that definitely solicits many different types of feedback. I get feedback on the way I look during the videos that I do. I get feedback on the way that the things that I talk about. I get feedback on the career change that I've made. And some of this feedback can be considered very positive and supportive, and some of it could be considered perhaps negative or even hurtful. So what I've learned to do is recognize that we're all learning to express ourselves more fully and more coherently and more completely, and I put myself in that category. We are all learning to put words to our emotions, and this period of time that we are all currently in is in particular a very, very important time of transition where I believe as humanity, we're really learning to feel our voice in a new and better way. And so that also allows me to have compassion for individuals that provide feedback on my work, and maybe in certain cases feedback that maybe comes across as a little bit more negative and hurtful. It allows me to hold space for them to share. And in fact, and I'll end with this, it makes me very happy when individuals do share, in particular women, because I think this is a theme for women in particular women when they share their feedback with me. So I encourage the feedback. I hold space for the feedback. I'm grateful for the feedback. And if I don't end up doing what the feedback was, please don't take it personal. Like I said, here I am showing up doing the best I can. I love you all. Until the next time.